Tell me, O Muse, or with no H after it, of the man of many devices, who wandered full many ways after he had sacked the sacred citadel of Troy. Many were the men whose cities he saw and whose mind he learned. Aye, and many the woes he suffered in his heart upon the sea, seeking to win his own life and the return of his comrades. Yet, even so he saved not his comrades, though he desired it sore, for through their own blind folly they perished. Fools who devoured the kine of Helios Hyperion! But he took for them the day of their returning. Of these things, goddess, daughter of Zeus, beginning where thou wilt, tell thou even unto us. Now all the rest, as many as had escaped sheer destruction, were at home, safe from both war and sea. But Odysseus alone, filled with longing for his return and for his wife, did the queenly nymph Calypso, that bright goddess, keep back in her hollow caves, yearning that he should be her husband. But when, as the seasons revolved, the year came in which the gods had ordained that he should return home to Ithaca, not even there was he free from toils, even among his own folk. And all the gods pitied him, save Poseidon, but he continued to rage unceasingly against godlike Odysseus until at length he reached his own land. Howbeit, Poseidon had gone among the far-off Ethiopians, the Ethiopians who dwell sundered in twain, the furthermost of men, some where Hyperion sets, and some where he rises, there to receive a hecatomb of bulls and rams, and there he was taking his joy, sitting at the feast, but the other gods were gathered together in the halls of Olympian Zeus. Among them, the father of gods and men was first to speak, for in his heart he thought of noble Aegisthus, whom far-famed Orestes, Agamemnon's son, had slain. Thinking on him, he spoke among the immortals, and said,
Look you now, how ready mortals are to blame the gods! It is from us, they say, that evils come, but they even of themselves, through their own blind folly, have sorrows beyond that which is ordained. Even as now Aegisthus, beyond that which was ordained, took to himself the wedded wife of the son of Atreus, and slew him on his return, though well he knew of sheer destruction, seeing that we spake to him before, sending Hermes, the keen-sighted, good grief, Argeiaphontes, that he should neither slay the man nor woo his wife. For from Orestes shall come vengeance for the son of Atreus when once he has come to manhood and longs for his own land. So Hermes spoke, but for
That's Zeus's official voice.
Then the goddess, flashing-eyed Athena, answered him.
Father of us all, thou son of Kronos, high above all lords, aye, verily that man lies low in a destruction that is his due. So, too, may any other also be destroyed who does such deeds. But my heart is torn for wise Odysseus, hapless man, hapless man, hapless man, who far from his friends has long been suffering woes in a sea-girt isle, where is the navel of the sea. 'Tis a wooded isle, and therein dwells a goddess, daughter of Atlas, of baneful mind, who knows the depths of every sea, and himself holds the tall pillars which keep earth and heaven apart. His daughter it is that keeps back that wretched, sorrowing man, and ever with soft and wheedling words she beguiles him, that he may forget Ithaca. But Odysseus, in his longing to see, were it but the smoke leaping up from his own land, yearns to die. Yet thy heart doth not regard it, Olympian. Did not Odysseus, beside the ships of the Argives, offer thee sacrifice without stint in the broad land of Troy? Wherefore, then, didst thou conceive such wrath against him, O Zeus? O Zeus?
Thank goodness she stopped talking. Crumbs, women.
Then Zeus, the cloud-gatherer, answered her and said,
My child! What a word has escaped the barrier of thy teeth? How should I then forget godlike Odysseus, who is beyond all mortals in wisdom, and beyond all is paid, and beyond all has paid sacrifice to the immortal gods who hold broad heaven, Nay, 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 it is Poseidon, the earth enfolder, who is ever filled with stubborn wrath because of the Cyclops, whom Odysseus blinded of his eye. Even the godlike Polyphemus, whose might is greatest among all the Cyclopes, and the nymph Fusa bore him, daughter of Phorcys, who rules over the unresting sea. For in the hollow cave she lay with Poseidon. From that time forth, Poseidon, the Earthshaker, does not indeed slay Odysseus, but makes him a wanderer from the native land. But come, let us who are here all take thought of his return, that he may come home, and Poseidon will let go his anger. For he will in no wise be able, against all the immortal gods, and in their despite, to contend alone.
So saying, he led the way, and Pallas Athena followed. And when they were within the lofty house, he bore the spear, and set it against a tall pillar in a polished spear rack, where were set many spears besides, even those of Odysseus of the steadfast heart. Athena herself he led and seated on a chair, spreading a linen cloth beneath, a beautiful chair, richly wrought, and below was a footstool for the feet.
Thanks for clarifying, Homer. I would never have guessed the purpose of that footstool.
Beside it he placed for himself an inlaid seat, apart from the others. The wooers, lest the stranger, vexed by their din, should loathe the meal, seeing that he was in the company of overweening men, and also that he might ask him about his father that was gone. Then a handmaid brought water for the hands, in a fair pitcher of gold, and poured it over a silver basin for them to wash, and beside them drew up a polished table, and the grave housewife brought and set before them bread, and therewith dainties in abundance, giving freely of her store. And a carver lifted up and placed before them platters of all manner of meats, and set by them golden goblets, while a herald ever walked to and fro, pouring them wine. Then in came the proud wooers, and thereafter sat them down in rows on chairs and high seats. Heralds poured water over their hands, and maidservants heaped by them bread in baskets, and youths filled the bowls brimful of drink, and they put forth their hands to the good cheer lying ready before them. Now, after the wooers had put from them the desire of food and drink, their hearts turned to other things, to song and to dance, for these things are the crown of a feast. And a herald put the beautiful lyre in the hands of Phoebus, who sang perforce among the wooers, and he struck the chords in prelude to his sweet lay. But Telemachus spoke to flashing-eyed Athena, holding his head close, that the others might not hear.
Dear stranger, wilt thou be wroth with me for the word that I shall say? These men care for things like these, the lyre and song, full easily, seeing that without atonement they devour the livelihood of another, of a man whose white bones it may be rot in the rain as they lie upon the mainland, or the wave rolls them in the sea. Were they to see him return to Ithaca, they would all pray that it be swifter of foot, rather than richer in gold and in raiment. But now he has thus perished by an evil doom, nor for us is there any comfort, not any one of men upon the earth should say that he will come. Gone is the day of his returning. But come, tell me this, and declare it truly. Who art thou among the thee?
Well, they see him of Bruce for song.
Maybe there's a switch in one of the rooms. Remind me to check. Remember, where there's smoke, there's fire. It's hard to see through those clouds. I hope we can get rid of them. Hey, you! Get off my cloud! We ain't afraid of no Koopas. Hey, princess! Uh-oh. Ha-ha! That wasn't so hard, was it? Looks like a ceiling with Koopas on it. Uh-oh.
Luigi!
Looks kinda peaceful. You know what they say, all toasted. No? That ought to do it. Where am I? Uh-oh. It's been one of those days. Aha! Maybe this'll keep that Lizard King from playing with the doors.